Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Grail and I'm here to shock you. This video is the continuation of very exciting topic, lucid dreams and astral projections. My first video is very informative and useful for those who want to start practicing lucid dreams. So I advise you to watch it first. And this video is much for those who like true, sensitive stories. And my experience will help you to make your own conclusions regarding the theme of out-of-body experiences. I don't want to influence a lot, just warn you about some possible consequences of this practice. So I was living in Vietnam in 2014 and started lucid dreams then. I got a positive result very fast as I was prepared by video lessons with special techniques. I mentioned them in my part 1. And I remember that day very clearly. I had a nap for an hour maybe, just was very tired of hot climate and sun baths. When I felt that I'm going to awake, I automatically used the direct technique and intensively tried to roll out of my body. And what do you think? I fell down on the floor and felt this usual gravity effect as we are facing while we are falling on the floor. And I laughed at myself, how silly am I that I believed that it works. I wanted to tell about this ridiculous occasion to my ex-boyfriend, but what I saw next shocked me as never before in my life. I just turned my head back and took a glance at the bed, and I saw myself sleeping on the bed. I can't describe that horror I felt. I cried,
oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing.
Feeling so confused, shaking my phantom body like Patrick Swayze in the film Ghost when he understood that he was dead. But when the first shock left me, I began observing surroundings and of course my body lying on the bed. Curious thing that I had the same long curly hair. I was lying in my favorite pose on my belly with my hands under the pillow. Though I noticed that in astral trip I was wearing some shorts, but I remembered that I was only in G-strings when I went to sleep. Sorry for these details. And what else? The other shape of headboard, different color of wallpaper, floor texture and something else, though the dimensions of the room and the position of furniture and bed were the same as in reality. As I've been really shocked, I forgot the next steps to begin my journey. I just went along the wall, touching everything like blind, but truly speaking, I was scared even to try to look in the mirror. I turned left and went through the corridor, feeling my legs and all my body as I'm feeling it right now. And the first trip finished with this. That day happened something really important. I always believed that we are endless and we are souls, not only bodies, you know. But it's one thing to just believe, quite another to experience it. Yes, that day I understood what means matrix of reality, focal points described by Carlos Castaneda, parallel worlds and other things. In the other words, I felt my soul and illusion of our reality. I thought if I awoke in my dream, when I die I will wake up in the other reality. And you know, I'm still thinking so. Scientists can try to explain this phenomena as the games of the brains, whatever. But I don't care because now I know. You have your own right to make your conclusions after such experiences. But you know, when I felt this, I can't deny it anymore. I can't close my eyes and pretend that it was nothing but illusion. After my first astral projection, of course, I started practicing more and more, almost every night. And usually it happened inside the dream. I made many things in my lucid dreams. One night I stated a purpose to meet some person in my dream and ask him what is the main meaning of life. Inside that dream, I awoke on the bed in some Indian ashram with monks. I jumped out of my window and ran down the street, feeling my blood pulsing in my temples. And I turned a corner with intention to see someone who will answer my question. And for my surprise, there was standing one celebrity, an actor. He took my hand and we began walking slowly. I asked him, what is the main purpose of life? He replied, "Let's go and you will see." We entered some shopping mall and I felt that people around are staring at us because they recognized him. This gorgeous feeling appeared that I'm as special as him. Wow, they're making photos and watching. I guess it was the feeling that every celebrity faces in the beginning of his success. Then dream disappeared and I woke up. Did he show me my real purpose of life? Not sure, maybe it was my wishes only at that moment of life. Now I made some reconsideration of who am I and what do I want and need really. There was also some lucid dream where I asked my ex-lover why has he left me and I wanted to kiss him. Or the other things, you guessed it. In the other astral trips, I was flying, even scaring some little girls who, as understood, saw me like a ghost. They were playing in the room and I appeared suddenly. They noticed me and began crying. I was scared too. Also, I visited some fantastic city with the horizontal elevators connecting buildings. And you can enter this elevator right from your window. I've never seen anything like this before, and you won't believe my aunt told me that several times in her usual dreams she has been to the city with horizontal elevators between buildings as well. Maybe such city exists somewhere, I won't be surprised. As I told you before in my first video, usually I watched my tattoo in dreams and it helped me to understand that I'm dreaming because the image looked muddy. But one night I was watching a dream where me and my sisters were standing at the shore of some river watching an amazing night skies with plenty of bright stars and 3 moons. I noticed something strange and told one sister, Jane, are we in dream? And woke up inside this dream. But my sister replied, no, everything is okay, it's real. You see, maybe our ordinary life in material world is only a dream and we are sleeping. We are 100% sure that everything is real, but how can we check it on the other level, not only by our physical senses? Very slowly I'm going straight to the main idea of this video, and now guys, get prepared for the most scaring story, which made me stop my practicing of astral projections. This experience I'm calling a travel to Bangladesh. That night, 4 years ago, I fell asleep at home. On the next day I had to get up early for work, and I didn't plan to practice lucid dreams that night. But suddenly I woke up in a dream and realized that I'm floating on a float down the fast-flowing river. It was night and a warm breeze was blowing despite the fact that on the both sides of the river there were rising giant glaciers. I wasn't alone, my mother and sister were with me. We were floating for a long time and then moored to the amazingly beautiful island. People who met us at the port said that that place was called Bangladesh. We were communicating with everybody telepathically. There is already a country called Bangladesh on Earth, but it wasn't the same place. It was a fantastic Eastern-style country where I noticed an acrid smell of spices and oriental incense. The sky looked like a tall dome. I don't remember what color it had, but definitely not like the atmosphere of the earth. The high arches with oriental ornaments were rising up to the skies. All people were looking like a mixture of European and Eastern nationalities, very close to the appearance of actor Keanu Reeves. We were escorted to the hotel. All buildings in this country looked like big honeycombs, without doors, with an arc-shaped, rounded entrances. I went to my room, inhaled the sense of strange Eastern perfumes, ate ice cream that was spinning on a special rack. In the corner of the room there was a beautiful oak chest of drawers and a huge mirror. On the canopy bed were left several beautiful dresses, as if were prepared especially for me. There was such feeling that I'd been waiting here for a long time. And then I realized that from the beginning of my lucid dream there passed more than 3 hours according to my sense of time. A real panic seeped into my bones, and I realized that I couldn't wake up in my bed, couldn't open my eyes in reality. I started jumping as hard as I could, pinching and hitting myself on cheeks, but only deepened more and more into the state of hyper-reality of a lucid dream. As you might know, to prolong your lucid dreams, you have to perceive surroundings in detail, stimulating all your physical senses. And I've been doing exactly these things in my dreams. I forgot about this rule. If you want to wake up, you should relax. With a wild horror, I ran out of the hotel to the street and saw my mother and sister. They were filled with so much joy, both looking at the same age at around 30, wearing bright dresses with poppy prints. I remember this exactly. I asked them to come back to our home, Earth, but they only laughed at me and said to relax and go for a walk, because some guys are already waiting us at the restaurant. This city was really cool. Everything shined and smelled unforgettably. We could take and eat everything for free. People were looking satisfied and happy, walking along the main boulevard. We went to the food court and took our seats with several guys. I wanted to understand what time was it, but there were no clocks. You can't even imagine what the nightmare it was, each second like eternity. I would exchange all these beautiful decorations only for one day on Earth with my closest people and real family. I started to talk with the guy with the big canine tooth and narrow eyes. I asked him if they had music there and instruments to play, and if I sing them my songs, would they accompany me? He said that everyone in Bangladesh plays any instrument you like, and they have a possibility to make recording and upload it to the social media. I was happy to hear that and relaxed a little. The meal was fantastic, and I opened my eyes. I saw my dark room of my apartment. I felt that I'm sitting on my bed. I was shocked and covered with a cold sweat. This unforgettable but awful experience really scared me, and I understood that there is some chance not to return from those spaces where my soul goes during such realistic lucid dreams. They say it's not risky because, conversely, it's more harder to prolong your astral trip than to stuck in it. But the sense of animal fear let me stop doing my practices with intention. Although I still have spontaneous lucid dreams from time to time. But I had the information from my favorite metaphysical author Vadim Zeland, who wrote fantastically cool series of books Reality Transurfing, where he makes assumption that people who die for the unknown reason in a dream are those whose souls simply couldn't return back after dreams, so they stuck in a dream space. That is, if the soul travels through non-material sectors of space, everything is okay. But if it suddenly enters the real world like Earth, then it can get stuck there. What do you think? Share in comments below. I didn't want to scare you or persuade you not to start practicing. You can try to practice lucid dreamings, why not? But please do it carefully. If your soul says yes to this practice, to this experience, that's okay, because astral gives you a lot of benefits. You can upgrade your skills, work with your fears, for example, with the fear of public speaking. You can enjoy any taste or drug if you want. So just feel what your soul recommends you, practice or not. I gave up because I want to live this life, here and now. I want to wake up in reality and feel the divine of enlightenment. Exactly about the enlightenment I will speak next time. So push bell for notification and don't miss my new video. Anyway, my business is to share yours, to agree or not. We all have different purposes here on Earth and different instruments. I wish you a great safety, positive astral trips. And I want you to share your experiences under this video. I will be also happy if you will subscribe to this channel and my Instagram page, where I'm sharing my thoughts as well. Stay true and kind, the rest things never mind.